I hear the bells on Christmas Day. The old familiar carols play. The wild and sweet the words repeat. Oh, peace on earth, goodwill to men. Welcome to a special edition of Away We Go as we take a look of Christmas celebrated by so many people in different parts of the world. Welcome. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining us once again on this special episode of the festivities and the holidays. I'm your host, Dan Vasquez, and Lena is with me, Lena Kuno, and
every time.
trying to get better.
Yes.
So, Lena, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me again.
And we're so happy to be talking about Christmas in different parts of the world. And we'll take a look at the origin, some of the history, and some of the traditions. So I'm looking forward to hearing what Christmas is like in Germany. So anyway, and we'll take on different countries. So let's get started, and we'll start going into our presentation, and we'll talk first about the origins of Christmas. Well, let's learn how to say Christmas in different languages. So go ahead, Lena. How would you say it? How do you say it in German? Do we even have it there? Which one is it?
Yes, it's in the bottom on the left.
Okay. That's German.
Easy, right?
Yeah, I can easily say Feliz Navidad, Joyeux Noel, Feliz Natal. Now the Russian, I think I can read that. Shatilivgo Pozhdeshtiva. Tatiana will tell me later if I'm saying it right. So, awesome. Well, let's talk about this holiday, the origins of Christmas.
Yeah, so during the 4th century, Pope Julius I selected December 25th as the official date when Christians would celebrate the birth of Jesus.
So Christmas combines the words of Christ and Mass to honor the birth of Jesus.
And by the Middle Ages, the practice of celebrating Christmas was starting to spread around the globe.
Christmas wasn't officially a federal holiday in the U.S. until June 26, 1870, but it is now a holiday, a federal holiday.
So why is it the 25th?
Well, I've heard, this is something interesting. I heard that December 25th is the darkest day of the whole year, meaning that because of the rotation of the world, is the day that we have the least sunlight. And because of that, and because of the birth of Jesus calling himself the light of the world, he shines in the darkest day. So that's why many believe that it was on the 25th, the darkest day of the year. So we want to talk about a little bit some of the fun Christmas facts. So let's talk about those.
So let me start. Christmas is celebrated all around the world.
Yes, literally in most corners of the world. I mean, there's millions of people that celebrate it, but it's very different. That's the thing. It's very different than what we're used to. For some people, it's the beginning of summer, as we will learn in just a moment. And for us, we're hoping to get a white Christmas with lots of snow and awesome things.
And some people celebrate 3 days of Christmas.
Right.
Not only one.
Not only one day.
We'll see who's doing that.
Right. Christmas trees were first used in ancient Egyptians and Romans. They used the fir or pine trees for wreaths and garlands.
And the modern version of actually decorating the tree dates back to the 16th century when Germans, decorated their trees with fruits and nuts.
So it was the Germans who started to decorating the tree. That's amazing.
So look what we did, and now it's all over the world.
It's all over the world. That's amazing. Santa Claus, also known as Saint Nicholas, was a Christian bishop who provided for the poor and needy. His name was Santa Claus, comes from the Dutch, who calls him Sinterklaas. They could call Sinterklaas and Santa Claus. And it started transforming into what we know today, Santa Claus.
In the beginning of Santa Claus, he often wore green, purple, or blue. And the
Interesting.
popular soda brand, Coca-Cola, changed its colors to red and white to match their brand.
Now,
And
what-
the rest is history, right?
What about that? Coca-Cola having a big impact around the world.
Yes, and with the truck they have that goes around in the Christmas time.
Oh yeah, that's very
Yeah.
very awesome with all those Christmas lights. It's amazing. The traditional Christian's wreath represents the crown of thorns that Jesus wore. Traditional wreaths use evergreen foliage, which is said to represent the continuity of life in nature during the winter. Red and gold are often used in wreaths. Red represents the blood of Jesus, and gold stands for royalty and light.
That's interesting. I didn't know where it's coming from.
I didn't know either.
Now
So
we
we're
all
learning.
know.
Yes.
And Christmas caroling comes from the English custom of the sailing, which is a toast for good health and fortune.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, Christmas is celebrated here in the United States. It's celebrated, it's a federal holiday here. So normally there is a lot of things. We have the lights, the trees, people decorate their homes. People put, the food. But one of the important things is the food, right?
Yeah.
The food. And the traditional food for Christmas, it's turkey and ham.
In the United States.
In the United States. Also, the tradition is to build gingerbread houses.
Yes, I built one actually this year, the first time I did it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how fun! How did you like it?
It was a lot of work. I didn't expect it to be.
Did your
that
house?
much.
Did your house stood standing? Is it still standing?
Yeah.
All right,
I
you're a
think
good builder.
It is.
Awesome. And did you eat as you were building it?
No, like
Oh.
no. I don't know. Do you think it tastes good?
Well, gingerbread tastes good. I eat it.
But if you buy it like such a house kit, you think?
Oh, maybe not. Maybe
Well,
not. Not if you want your house to stay straight, straight, right?
Yes.
It's a tradition that many go to church on Christmas, and sending out holiday cards is also very popular. Cookies and milk are often out left for Santa as he's coming in to drop off the gifts underneath the Christmas tree. We know that he comes through the chimney, and yeah, those are some of the things. In the South, families often light bonfires along the river to help Papa Noel, the French version of Santa Claus, find his way to children's homes. So very cool time here in the U.S. for Christmas. But now let's talk about what Christmas is like in my hometown, Mexico.
Let's go to the presentation so you can see some pictures and you
Yeah,
can explain
Christmas
what we're seeing.
in Mexico. So Christmas in Mexico, children perform the Posada procession, celebrating Joseph and Mary, looking for somewhere to stay. The term means inn or lodging. Houses are decorated with evergreens and paper lanterns during this time. Children go from house to house singing songs and then end the night celebrating with food, games, fireworks, piñatas. The nativity scenes are very popular all over Mexico. Christmas Eve, known as Nochebuena, is popular for family day. Popular foods are pozole, roast turkey, tamales, which we're looking right there on the screen, tamal. This is a dish that is folded on corn husk, and then inside there is this bread with meat inside, and it's boiled. Well, the meat is cooked first, and then all the ingredients are cooked, and then they put on this bread, and then you put the corn husk, and you boil it for a long time, and then I think it takes hours, like 8 hours to make, but it's delicious. It's one of my favorite. Now, you're not supposed to eat the corn husk.
Okay.
Yeah, you open it up, you unwrap it like a present. There's even jokes like some people only unwrap tamales during Christmas, not gifts. That's a terrible joke.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
So like, what did your family when you
Oh,
were
we-
celebrating in Mexico?
Well, we ate tamales. We had pozole. We had tostadas. We had buñuelos, which is my favorite. Buñuelos is like a type of a tortilla, and it's a big thing about this big, and it has cinnamon and sugar. Nothing but cinnamon and sugar, and you just bite that thing. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I'm really gonna miss that food in Mexico this year. But very similar to the U.S., we have Christmas trees. We open the gifts not on Christmas Day, but on the 24th, right after the dinner of Noche Buena, and then we open the gifts, and then we play all night long. We just stay up all night long, and you're not supposed to go to sleep. So that's just the tradition.
So, what do you remember from growing up in Mexico and Christmas? Like, what's this one memory you?
Well, I remember, I grew up in a household with 5 boys, and I remember all 5 of us just being so excited and just couldn't wait. My parents tried to hide the toys and the gifts around the house, but there's no way they could hide anything from us. We always found out the gifts, and then they would wrap them up, and the question was, well, who's getting what? Because we knew what was there. Yeah. We just didn't know who was getting what. So that's some of the fun memories about, childhood in Mexico.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, it was fun. And then on Christmas Day, we would go out and just play football, which is soccer, of course, and play all day and eat and then play and eat and play, and that was good life. Those are the good old days.
So how long does Christmas last in Mexico?
Well, it lasts 2 days, but the celebrations go on, and for days you eat all that food that you prepare for Noche Buena. So
that's nice.
Yeah, it's very fun. We have atole, which atole is like it's like water with a bunch of fruit, and it's all dumped into this pot where it's boiled, and then you put ingredients on it, a lot of sweet, a lot of sugar, and boy, oh boy, I can drink that for life.
It's Christmas, so you can eat whatever you want, right?
That's right, yeah.
And then with the new year, you can start
the diet.
Yes.
Yeah, diet starts in a year. That's right. So let me show you here Google Earth where we're talking about. So here we are around the world, and like we said, Christmas goes around the world. We were just talking about Mexico. I'll show you where my hometown is. There where the word Mexico is, right around there. That's where I grew up. There is the word Zacatecas, and it's semi-desert. It's very high above sea level, and let me show you where Zacatecas is. Rio Grande, Chipila. Well, anyway, you see these are all mountains, and it's around here where it's around these areas, my old stomping grounds. Anyway, let's see where other places and what is it like to celebrate Christmas in other places.
So, the next country we're going to is Canada.
All right, so we go from the south to the north of the U.S., and there is Canada. We're looking at it right here. America's funniest hat. No, I'm just kidding. No offense to Canadians. I'm sorry.
And Canadians are opening their gifts on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
Oh, okay, so they get to choose.
Yes, obviously. And they hang stockings for Santa outside.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Outside. Okay,
They hang
cool.
them.
Yeah, that must be cold.
Maybe inside, outside.
Yeah.
I think you can do whatever.
That's right. It's Christmas.
Yes. The main dishes include roast turkey with vegetables, mashed potatoes, and plum pudding.
You can handle that?
Yeah, and the PowerPoint you can see
in the PowerPoint.
in the right
Yeah.
corner, you see the plum pudding.
Okay, so yeah, that looks. I would eat it. Yeah.
So what are they doing on Christmas Day if they maybe open their Christmas Eve gifts on Christmas Eve? They go skiing,
Wow.
ice skating, and that's very popular to do on Christmas Day.
Wow, that's awesome.
And Singtak is a popular festival started by the Inuit that consists of dancing and gift exchanging.
Okay, so the Inuits started the Beshilsnikkel.
But
How do you pronounce it? Beshilsnikkel?
That's nickling?
Beshilsnikkel.
It's popular in South Canadian provinces.
Wow, how cool.
During this event, people dress up in funny Santa costumes and go house to house until homeowners guess who you are.
Wow.
That's funny.
That is fun. Amazing.
Yeah, and many families host baking parties. Baking parties. There we go. And Santa Claus is called Père Noël.
Père Noël.
Yeah.
Oh, Papa Noel.
But
Oh no, Père Noel.
yeah,
Wow. Okay, interesting. Père
it
Noel.
is.
Huh, awesome. Cool.
Let's go to our next continent.
All right, we're going to now from the north in Google Earth. We are going right here.
South America.
So we're here in Canada, and now we're going to South America. Before we jump to the other side of the world, here we are, South America, and we're looking at different countries. So in South America, the nativity scenes are set up in churches and homes all throughout December. This is the continent of South America, right? We're looking at here. Mass on Christmas Eve is very popular. Fireworks are often used. We also use fireworks in Mexico. That's a lot of fun. And it is very hot in the south because of the hemisphere. As we look at the world, we see the equator is the imaginary line that cuts the world in half from north to south. And in the south part, while it is winter for us in the north, it is summer for people in the south. So in South America, it is hot. And in South America, for example, in Brazil, it's very hot. So people often spend time at the beach on Christmas Day. Popular Christmas dishes include pork, turkey, ham, salad, and fruit. And then we're going to zoom in because we have wonderful staff members at CLC from Argentina. And in Argentina, the Christmas here is, do we have any, let's go to the PowerPoint and see the PowerPoint of Argentina.
Let's go to the PowerPoint.
The PowerPoint in Argentina. And we have what we call the pesebre, a creation of the birth of Christ, and covered with the statue of the child of Jesus until midnight, which is considered the time of his birth. In some localities, living nativity scenes are made, which actors interpret the situation, and Christmas carols are sung. Christmas time is filled with many religious celebrations. So many people attend Mass on those days, especially on Christmas Eve. The day after Christmas celebrations, families often meet again and eat leftovers and go to the beach, since Christmas is the start of their summer season. That's amazing.
I can't imagine Christmas to be hot.
No. Well, you grew up in the north.
Yes. For me, it's associated with snow, cold.
The winter.
Yes.
But for other people, it's associated with summer. Who would have thought that around the world, Christmas it's considered the summer. All right, so now let's jump on the lake. Well, I call it the lake. We're going to cross over the Atlantic, and we're going to go over to Europe, which is way up here. We're looking at the European continent right here. And let's talk a little bit about what Christmas is like in European nations. So, Lena, since you're from Europe.
So it's my turn?
Yes.
Let's go to the PowerPoint. So we can see some pictures. Throughout Europe, Christmas markets are common and popular.
And they are amazing and beautiful, aren't they?
Yes, they are. I love them.
Yeah.
It's you just go there, and then there's all those Christmas decorations and those booths with food.
All kinds of food to try out.
Gifts.
Yeah. I remember being in Oslo for Christmas and going to the market, and I ate moose hamburger for Christmas. Oh, it was lunch that morning. It was probably not a Christmas dish, but moose burger was delicious.
That's good.
So
let's
tell us more about Europe.
A bit about France. Children put out their polished shoes in front of their chimneys in hopes that Père Noël will fill them with sweets.
Wait. They put their shoes at the where?
Chimney.
At their chimney.
Yeah, chimney.
Nice, and that's where they keep the.
But it's Santa Claus.
I'm gonna try that this year here in America. Let's see what happens.
Maybe someone comes and gives you something.
Yeah.
We'll see, right? You can tell us that after Christmas, right?
Yes.
So in England, people put up elaborate Christmas light displays and often collect donations from people visiting their houses to see them for local charities.
Awesome. Wow. Very good.
Yeah. And what are they doing in Spain?
Well, in Spain is Christmas also it's not as cold because they don't get as much cold because they're closer to the equator. So in Spain, the Christmas dishes are more seafood based, also because they have access to the ocean,
Yeah.
and people walk through the streets playing instrument. That's a Spanish thing. People play it on the streets, playing instruments and things like that. They also have the markets. They also have decorations, lights, and everything else.
So,
Uh,
you said that you spent
I
Christmas
spent
in Europe.
1 year Christmas in Europe, in Poland actually, and that was an amazing experience. The Advent is the beginning of Christmas, and people often clean their houses during this time, during Christmas, in preparation for Christmas, on the Advent, right? So the Advent calendar filled with sweets are popular. Christmas Eve is known as Vigilia. Not food is eaten until the first star is seen in the night sky. There are often 12 dishes on the Christmas table, and they are all meat-free and symbolizes good luck for the next calendar year. Ornaments made of straw are popular decorations on Christmas tree. Home Alone is the most popular Christmas movie, as we can see on our PowerPoint. I don't know well, it's a very popular American movie, but that is the most, and this is the ornaments. But let me stay right here in Poland for a while, because I saw something in Poland during my time there that it was so interesting. So we were with some friends, and what they did is that they have this tradition where they have this huge, like, flat bread, and I think the father starts and he cuts a piece, and he goes to every family member during Christmas, and he gives them a piece of that bread. So when he gives them the piece, the person received them, and he says something like, it was Polish, I couldn't understand it, but he's saying something like, with this piece of bread, I'm giving you a piece of me, and I'm asking you to forgive me, and I forgive you for anything you've done to me. So Christmas is a time of reconciliation, and you're supposed to forgive every family member does this. They take a piece of bread, they share with others until all the bread is eaten, and then they try to make peace among the family. It was a very interesting, very cool tradition, I thought,
Yeah.
and a very Polish thing, because I've never seen that being done anywhere else in the world.
I didn't either.
And then, of course, we have Norway. The Advent calendars and gifts from Advent and Christmas are common. Families light a candle every night on Christmas Eve to New Year's. Small baskets, patterned hearts filled with, I'm going to try to pronounce it, julenkurver, are popular Christmas tree ornaments, and the main meal at Christmas is pork and cabbage. The Christmas things were great. One of the things I remember from Norway that I ate that was delicious, it was this brown cheese. Brown cheese. I know it sounds terrible, but it's not. It's actually sweet. So it's like cheese, but they somehow, I don't know if they mix it with honey or with something, and it turns brown, but it's so delicious. So you just put a piece of bread and you put that brown cheese over it, and you eat it, and man, you're good for the day. I'm telling you what.
Really?
Yes. A lot of different foods and traditions around the world. But now I'm excited to hear about your story, and about Germany, since you're from Germany.
So, in Germany, we start celebrating Christmas on the first Advent, which is 4 days before Christmas.
Oh, okay, wow.
And we usually make an Advent bread with branches with fir or pine branches. There we go. And they have 4 colored candles, and each Sunday we light one candle until it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And you light the last candle on the Sunday before Christmas.
Wow. And the candles have to stay on, right? Or just
No,
light
you
them?
just you light all the ones up like you already touched.
Okay,
If
nice.
this makes sense.
Yes.
Yes, and we have advent calendars. Those
Okay.
are so popular, and usually we have sweets or chocolate.
Right, I've seen those.
Yes.
So you're opening those, and each day you're supposed to eat only one, right?
Yes, and you start December 1st, and you're done on December 24th, Christmas Eve.
Awesome.
So, and as we already said, Christmas markets are huge in Europe, and especially in Germany. Like, they're everywhere. Almost each small town has it for some days. And what can you eat there? In Germany, you can find their roasted almond Christmas stall, which we can see on our table.
Yes.
Let's look at our table.
Can we get a shot here of this?
On
There
our
we go.
cookie cam.
Delicious. I just can't wait to.
Yes. This is Christmas stall.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
everything around our Christmas cookies, and well, it's usual to make them at the beginning of Advent. So I made them myself.
Nice.
But if you want to buy some here,
I'll try it and I'll tell them how good it is.
yes, you can.
Okay.
And
do.
something else that's pretty common is mulled wine.
Okay. What is it?
Glühwein. It's basically warm wine that you can buy at the Christmas market.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
It's so good, and it's like with cinnamon and orange.
Uh huh.
It's really good.
Wow.
Yeah. And then during Advent, it's the St. Nicholas Day on the 6th of December. And children put out their clean shoes the night before so that old St. Nick can fill them with goodies like
Okay.
gingerbread, chocolate. I don't know. My
Candy.
parents put mandarins in there.
Mandarins on your
Yes, you have
shoes.
to be healthy, right?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And according to the story, like, he has a golden book where he records all the good and bad
Mm.
that children have done throughout the year.
Uh-oh.
So if you're bad, you don't get anything.
Mm.
But if you're good, you get something.
Awesome.
And we open our gifts on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And usually it's so busy over the day that we barely eat anything, but then in the evening we have like a big meal, celebration, and then we open our gifts. Yeah. And it's also usual that many people go to church that
Okay.
day, but it's more like in the south, Bavaria, they're very religious, so it's more common there.
Uh huh.
When I was little, we went, but then we stopped. And usual food that people eat on Christmas Eve is like potato salad with sausage or roasted turkey, ham, something.
Nice.
Well, we don't.
Oh,
My
you don't
family
eat-
doesn't.
What do you eat then?
We eat rice and salmon.
Okay.
Sauce. Like that's
Nice.
completely different, but that's our own tradition. It's every year the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just
So, what are some of the memories you have from childhood in Germany
well,
in Christmas? Of
on
course.
Christmas, like on Christmas Eve, it's like my family, my brother, my grandparents, and then my aunt and uncle. So
Uh-huh.
it's just a close family.
Mm.
And we all celebrate at our house, and it's just nice. And we sing Christmas songs. Like that's the thing my grandma wants us to do. We need to sing. So you sing, right? Your grandma
Yeah,
sings,
yeah.
so you sing the classic Christmas songs.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's like nice. But also our Christmas is 3 days long.
Wow.
Like we have Christmas Eve, then we have the first Christmas day
Uh-huh.
and the second.
Okay.
So yeah, our celebrations are a little longer than everyone else. And can you guess that we do not have Santa Claus? Like we do have Santa Claus, but he's not coming on Christmas Eve.
Okay, you have to repeat that because that shocked me when I learned this.
Well, let's
so
go to the
let's go back to the
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint.
Can we go to the PowerPoint?
Let's go back to the PowerPoint. And let's look at that screen of Christ kind, right? Christ kind. Christ kind.
Yeah,
So Santa Claus doesn't come in Christmas. That's like
like
my shock,
traditionally,
right?
the Chris can come.
the Christ can come, and
So-
it's a girl.
It can be.
It can be a girl.
I always thought it would be a girl, but it can be a guy. So
Okay.
it can be both. It's not.
Oh, it's gender free.
Yes.
Okay.
And as you can see, it's depicted as a child and angel-like with curly blonde hair.
Yes, I can see that.
Yes.
And he's the one that brings the
The
toys.
gift, yes.
And,
Traditionally,
and then something about locking the doors, right? Tell me about that.
yes. Okay, we have the Christmas tree usually in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
So then the parents close the door and say, oh, let's wait until the Christmas comes.
Uh-huh.
And then at some point a bell rings, which means the Christmas was there and the gifts are under the tree. Well, yeah. As a little kid, you open the door and like, oh, gifts. And then you get the gifts.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
it's a little different. But we have Yeah, and our Christmas season lasts until the 6th of January.
So let me ask you something. On the Christmas tree that you guys put, did you put a real Christmas tree or do you have plastic Christmas trees?
My family has a real one.
A real one.
And
so it smells great, huh?
Yes, it does. We have every year.
So every year you have to go pick up your tree
Yes.
and put it in there. That's awesome. That's
Many
awesome.
people have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and you have the Christmas, you set it up in Advent time, like starting 4 Sundays before Christmas. That's like when people start. We usually do it on a second Advent,
Okay.
so like 2 weeks before, and then we take it down on January 6th when our Christmas season ends.
Yes.
Kind of. Yeah, and the Three Kings Day, like we have this tradition that kids dress up
Okay.
as the three wise men and go around the houses around the time and like sing and bless the houses, and then you get like a little thingy, a little like they write something on your house.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
like that's what we do in Germany.
That's
it's
amazing.
different, but I like
Oh,
it.
thank you so much, Lena, for sharing about what
Welcome.
Christmas is like in Germany. And as a special thing, we also have a special guest, Tatiana Bogdanova, and she's going to tell us about what Christmas is like in Russia. So, Tatiana, tell us about it.
Hello, Dan, and I'd like to talk about Christmas in Russia. So, happy Christmas in Russia, it's с Рождеством. And for a long time, celebration of Christmas was banned in Russia because of the special era from 1917 to 1992. It was a Soviet period, and at that time, New Year became a main holiday in Russia, not Christmas. After 1991, people were allowed to celebrate Christmas. I'll say allowed. They were celebrating it during the Soviet era as well, but the holiday were really small and only religious family who wanted to follow church religious holidays celebrated it. Nowadays, New Year is still like a main holiday, but we celebrate Christmas anyway. Another noticeable thing in Russia is that we are celebrating our Christmas on January 6th, and it happened because of the difference in calendar that Russian Orthodox Church is following, and then other Christian people are following. So we are following Julian calendar, and we are celebrating our Christmas on January 6th. But we are, as a participating in this globalization thing, we want to be a part of the bigger picture, like a part of the world with other countries. So we are celebrating Christmas on December 25th with the rest of the world. So we love this holiday. We have an advantage because we have kind of 2 Christmas and New Year in between. So happy Christmas, everyone. С Рождеством, and have a great holiday.
Thank you so much, Tatiana, for telling us about what Christmas is like in Russia. It's just so interesting, and it's great to see, all the things that are happening. Lena, tell us a little bit more about other countries, about traditions.
So let's go to the next continent in Google Earth.
Okay.
So where are we going?
And we're going to Asia, South Asia, yeah.
Let's find it.
And South Asia is right. We're getting there. Australia. This is South Asia, right here. So where are we starting? In the Philippines. So the Philippines are right here. This combination of islands.
And they have lanterns called parallel that are very popular.
Okay.
And the lanterns are star-shaped and are made from bamboo and paper.
Oh wow, awesome.
And Christmas is the most popular holiday, and people often start playing Christmas music as early as September.
Wow, cool.
That's super early.
It's super early. They must really like it.
Yeah.
Great. And then from the Philippines, we're going to Singapore,
Yes.
which
Their Christmas is not widely celebrated, but Christmas decorations are displayed through the city. So maybe we can go to the PowerPoint and you can see a picture of it.
Let's look at Singapore. Singapore is a fun city. Look at that.
So you can see Singapore on the left side.
On the left
like
side.
all the lights and
Yeah.
everything. So
Wow.
let's go back to Google Earth
So here we are in Singapore,
and we're going to Japan.
and from Singapore we go to Japan, which is a little bit north up here. And here's the island of Japan.
And Christmas is viewed as a holiday to spread kindness opposed to a religious-based holiday. Christmas Eve is often celebrated amongst couples and is very similar to Valentine's Day in the US.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And fried chicken is the most popular dish on Christmas Day, and KFC is very busy. There was even an ad campaign that used the slogan Kentucky for Christmas, which helped popularize KFC.
Oh wow, awesome.
Yeah. And Disneyland in Tokyo is decorated for the holiday and a very popular destination for families to go to on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And decorations are often taken down by December 26th in preparation of the new year. That's fast.
That is very fast. Okay, cool. Well, we have to make mention of different countries, and we cannot leave out the continent of Africa. So let's go to Google Earth, and let's go on to the continent of Africa. And we are going around the globe to the beautiful continent of Africa, one of my favorites continent of all. So we'll start in South Africa, right here on the South Horn of Africa. South Africa, there it is. In South Africa, barbecue is the most popular dish on Christmas Day. Arts and crafts markets are very popular to attend during this time. It is also celebrated here. Lots of festivities. People love it. So we'll go from South Africa. We're just making quick notes, and we'll go to the north from the south of Africa all the way to the north to Egypt. So Lena, what can you tell us about Egypt?
Christmas is celebrated on January 7th.
What? January 7th? They're a little late.
And from November 25th to January 6th, those celebrating often eat a strict vegan diet.
Oh, wow.
January 6th is a day where people attend church services and spend time with their families. After church, they eat a big Christmas meal where lamb is the most popular dish.
What is the lamb is the most popular dish?
Yeah.
Nice.
For the Christmas meal.
Okay. That's great.
And we're going to one more country in
Africa. So let's go back to Google Earth to show you what countries we're visiting. We saw South Africa. We were here in Egypt. We learned that Egypt celebrates Christmas on the 7th. Now we're going to Kenya, right here on the east side of Africa. Here is Kenya. And Kenya is one of the only times of the year where big families are together. Houses are decorated with colorful balloons, ribbons, flowers, and leaves. People often have a cypress tree as a Christmas tree, and singing carols and partying the night before Christmas is popular. On Christmas Day, a few small presents are exchanged. Maybe we can look at the PowerPoint and see what the Christmas like is in Africa. There you are. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful?
It is.
And when you look at the picture of Kenya, you might think you're like in Italy, but it's actually Kenya. Kenya is beautiful. All right. What else do we have?
Let's go back to our Google Earth.
Google Earth.
To
And from
go
there
to Australia.
to Australia. So from Africa, we head out to Christmas in Australia
And New Zealand.
and New Zealand. So here's Australia, and this island back here on the south is New Zealand, as you can tell right there. And so let's talk a lot about these countries.
Much like England, Australians pride themselves in their outside light displays. There are often competitions amongst neighbors, and everyone raises money for charity.
Wow.
Christmas carols are very popular and often sung by local celebrities to be broadcasted on TV across the nation.
Oh wow.
Santa often wears more weather-appropriate clothes due to it being summertime.
Yeah, so again, you are below the equator, and this is the hottest time of the year for this part of the world, while us here in America, this is the coldest part of the year.
Yeah. And the popular dish is barbecue and seafood
Okay,
for Christmas. Well, it's hot, so
fantastic. That's awesome. I think we got some pictures on our, to show you, PowerPoint. There you go.
it's good.
So there's Santa Claus in Australia. He's got to stay cool because it's hot over there. And there's some decorations in the houses and some of the popular dishes. Also seafood.
Yes.
So you never thought that seafood is considered Christmas food,
No.
but when you start looking around the world, this is what it is.
Yes.
Wow. So what an interesting show we had today, Lena. We have looked at how people celebrate this holiday in many different cultures, so many cultures. It's so great to see how rich the world is with culture, with tradition, with customs, and I hope these traditions and customs can stay alive for many, many, many more years.
Me too.
Yes. So, Lena, please tell us again, how do you say Christmas in Merry Christmas in German?
Fröhliche Weihnachten.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to practice that again. We're gonna have some of our staff here at CLC try to pronounce Merry Christmas as we're saying goodbye on this special edition of Away We Go. Thank you so much for your time and have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Thank you, Lena, for being with me.
You're welcome.
All right, have a great day. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Buon Natale. Feliz Natale. Hyvää joulua.
Veselé Vánoce.
Good Yule.
Selamat Natal.
Malay Kalikimaka.
С Рождеством!
Joyeux Noël.
Fröhliche Weihnachten.
Merry Christmas from CLC family to yours.